Hi, my name is Josh Torres Fonseca, or also known as Josue Torres Fonseca. This is my developer video for Feline Escape. So let's go to the list of points first. So the first thing we'll look at is the custom model mesh for a character. I built a kind of Minecraft cat. We can look at it right through here. Perfect. And we go to the viewport right here. And you'll see that I have a Minecraft cat right here. It is custom model mesh. It does have 10 bones. I can actually show that, but you can see real quick that there is an idle animation playing already, so that's one of the animations needed for the game. There's actually also a jump animation on this one as well. You'll see it right here. It's jumping up. And then technically it's actually a third one. It's going to be a walk animation that I use. This is the animation of the cat actually walking. So I guess that's the animation one for what you need. The armature for 10 bones. You can see right here that it does have 10 bones, including the root bone. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Technically 12 bones. If you include the root bone, 13 bones. So that is the requirement for the armature. And then you said you want an animation BP with Sleep Machine, a blend space. Blend space is preferred for polish requirement. I did actually end up doing a blend space. Let me go look for that. Here it is, motion blend space. You can see that here's a blend space right here. We basically have this right here for walking, I believe. I did a change there in accident. Can I unchange it? Oh, this is actually for dragging. Sorry. We actually don't have a blend space for speed. You see here, this is what it has for idle, and then it goes with blend space all the way to actually walking around. So here's the blend space for that right here. We also have the jump. Technically, it was named none, but it is there. And this is the blend space we have here for it being able to jump. So there's that. This actually can be seen under the animation blueprint right here that it's used. This is not. Oh, this might be what I was looking for. This is not exactly what I was looking for. Actually, this is what I was looking for. Sorry. So basically, you can see here that here is the idle slash walk right here, and it's active in the idle slash walk. I can go into here, and there's a blend space right here. It's actually the blend space I showed you before. We can even look at it again, and it's the blend space. Then we can look and see it's outputting right there. And we go here, and here's the jump. It's just basically an animation for jumping, but also part of the blend space. And then we have is in air, then transition to jump. If not in there, then it does this. So sorry, that jump is actually not part of the blend space no longer. That's why it was a none on it. I just left that there just for really no reason. This is the 1D blend space. I showed you the wrong one. Let's apologize for that. This is the 1D blend space for saying an idle or for running. So there is the requirement for the animation as well that was needed for this. Let me go back to this. And the transitions I just showed you, yeah, air, not in air, basically how it's decided from there. Great. Another thing I actually added to this, which is part of the user feedback going into that, is a camera shake. Basically, the lore of my game is that my cat is needs to go to the vet, but it's really deathly afraid of the vet, does not want to go to the vet, but it should. So I want to give off the kind of vibe that it should go to the vet. So what I did is that every time it jumps, you see it's shaking, as if it has something it has vertigo or something's wrong because it's dizzy, something such as that. So I added a camera shake, which I kind of showed for a second. You basically see here that the animation is playing, and if it's in the air, then we basically have a camera shake happening right here, player world camera shake. So that's the one of the UI requirements I need. It's all kind of technically part of the animation in a way, not really part of the animation for the cat anyway. And then you also said that you want 2 more forms of feedback. I actually have animation for when you get a clue correctly, and an animation for when you click a clue correctly. There's actually a difference between the two on that case. It should be playing.
You're sick and you really need to go to the vet. But you don't
so here's the
want to
actual
because you are
story,
deathly
right? This
afraid of the
actually doesn't
vet.
matter too much,
Therefore,
so
you
we can
need
just
to
ignore
escape
that.
the house.
But
You
basically,
already
we can look
tried
right
this
here,
and
and we can
failed by
click on
bringing
this,
your own
and
rock
you'll
here in the
see
kitchen. But you saw us
that
to put you in the
oh,
kitchen that she
yeah, we
left the
actually have to
back
listen to
door
this story
open,
real
so
quick.
if you can
It should
escape
be
the
done pretty
kitchen then you
quickly, so
can
we'll just
slip
walk
out the
around and
back
do
door
this.
and
In
escape.
the meantime,
How
I
can
can
we get
show
her to
you
open
some
the
of the other
door?
things right
What
here.
if we
Blueprint
dropped her favorite
communications,
and more
actually the one I
important
did right there is
items?
by doing the
Let's think
flashlight, the
about
light
what
right
we know
here.
about her
You can
and
turn the
build
light
one
on or turn the
simple
light
kit to
off.
her.
This is
Keep it at
actually
the top left
directly
corner
connected
and solve the
to,
clues once you solve that to
these are
go
directly
and touch
connected
that
to the
object with your
variables,
body.
or the flashlight
Oh
is
yeah.
connected to this, to
She
the
also
variables,
gave you sleep
and I'll
medicine
actually be
which
able to
goes
show
into
that
effect in 7
as
minutes.
we
So you have 5
get out of
minutes to
this. So I will
escape,
show
so you
that
can
really
have at
quickly.
least 2 minutes to run
And this is
far
about
enough
to
away.
end, so let's do this. This will be music playing, but that should be okay. I'm hoping that you can hear me. We'll do this very quickly. Basically, what happens is that if you go to a glue correctly, it's one of the clues, a spoiler alert, and you hit it,
Huh,
you'll see
she didn't
here
open the
that we have a
door.
sound
What
cue
do I
saying you
drop
got it right, but
next?
also you have an UI cue for the feedback off the user, basically saying here comes the next clue, and then it shows up in the top left corner. You see that. There's also other clues, more hidden clues. Those sub clues are basically clues that are meant to help be part of the major clue and help figure out the major clue. For example, it says she loves reading. Okay, go to the bookcase, but then which book is it? Well, you already know it's this one, but what's her favorite color? Yellow. These are all yellow. It's a yellowish book, so I decided yellow is the most yellow book. So that's basically right here that we did that. And actually, you can hit anything that's yellow here, and you'll see that it goes off, and you get points for that. So that's basically another one. Is just basically being able to click on it or being able to hear that noise. So you have 3 different things. When you click a right clue, it basically will go off and say, yeah, you did it, ding, success. Or if you jump onto a right clue, it will show up an animation and show up no clues. Other user feedback I kind of showed you already. I actually didn't show you too much.
You're sick
But when
and
you
you
move around,
really
you see the
need to
camera
go to the
shakes
vet.
just to give
But
the feedback or show that the cat actually is sick and should go to the vet. Blueprint communication. So I kind of showed you one already, which is basically the actual variable reference, and we can go to that real quick and show you that there's a variable reference on that. So let me go to matches, kitchen, and I believe I called it light switch. There you go, perfect. So we'll go here, and you'll see that this is a bunch of little bulb references, and I did that and I made it visible. And then if you go into the third-person example map real quick, you will see that this is connected to everything through the references. So you'll see, oh look, bulb 9 through 0 through 10 basically is what's happening here, maybe 1 through 10, and it's connected to all of these bulbs right here, all 9 of them, and through a variable reference. So that's the first subpoint for blueprint communication. Other one, we need to have an event dispatcher. I do actually have that. Let's go look at the event dispatcher. Let me remember where I actually did it. If I remember right, what I actually ended up doing is it would call an event from open level blueprint. Let me see. That is wrong. I trying to remember where I ended up putting this. Let me look. I apologize. I believe it might be in clues. There we go. So basically, when you get a clue correctly, or basically when you go into the box collision and you run into it and you drop it just as in simulating dropping it, it does this animation here. It calls this event dispatcher. So it's pop fell. I have actually another one for book fell and switch fell. You can actually see that in the percent example map. Basically, anyway, this is binded to it using an event tick, and you see the book fell right here. And when it does it says, "Oh, you got it right." Play the audio component, set the book to fell, and then it basically goes in and changes points and does the animation to see it falling. So that's basically where the event dispatcher and the other thing comes from, and the direct communication comes from. The itch.io stuff is all on itch.io, so you'll see that. This is part of it. Looking at polish, so game flow, how the game starts, ends, transition, moves along in a cohesive manner through menu, story, introduction, and game tutorials. That's in the tutorials on other screens. Part of that's actually kind of what you heard earlier. I'll play it again so you can hear it again.
You're sick and you
But,
really need to go to the vet, but you don't want to because you are
So it's an
deathly sick.
introduction right here. We also have other things playing when you hit the book fell, and another one happens when the note, and then another one for the plant. That was a spoiler alert. That's all the answers for the 3 major clues that you have on this one. But there's 9 subclues. But yeah, it basically plays, and you can actually see that through here. I believe it's here that I do it, that we play the next clue and saying, hey, this happened, play the next clue. Let's look at that. It might not have been here. I don't quite remember where I did it. It might have been a third-person character. But you hear the introduction, and stuff does happen when you get clues to show you the clue, but also to give you a little bit more of the story as we go through. If I look one more place, I might be able to find it. Let's see. Yeah, unfortunately, I can't quite remember where I did it. It actually might be in the pot part. Yeah, I am not sure where exactly I remember doing that here. I imagine I would have done it somewhere here, but that might not have been the case, unfortunately. But it is there. I can assure. Oh yeah, book dropped right there. So it does actually play it here. Book dropped, and it's basically just telling you that this happens here. If you go to sounds, you'll see not sounds. Second, yeah, put it under music. You have introduction, note fell, book dropped. Basically, this is the intro. This is when the book drops. This is when the note falls. So there's that, and that's part of the cohesive game flow. Story introduction, game flow, stuff like that, and other screens. We can actually look at the UI part. Oh, this is not going to go to the UI if I'm on the wrong map. Let me go to that real quick. Here we go. And we open this right here, and you'll see that it actually fades in. And then when you do quit, it will fade out and then quit. It's basically happening here. I actually added other buttons to here. So his buttons right here is a good background. The Feline Escape right here. We can start, fades out, fades in. Look at that. Perfect. I can press E to pause it. So I'm pausing it right here. Menu, resume, main menu. Basically, all of them do the same thing. You even see a little bit of a notification that you have it right because it's a little more dim. And when you go to it, it goes in. So the game transitions are very true, are very good. It zooms in, zooms out, or pans in, pans out, or I guess fades in, fades out in this case. And it basically animates in. So that's basically that one right there. You can see it animates out of this, animates into this. Boom, perfect. Quit. Done. You're good. Look and feel. Game has a consistent look and feel. Materials match and look consistent. Yes, very much so. You can see through here that that's fine. That you can see everything looks very consistent. It's basically a whole kitchen through here, and everything looks nice, and I might look nice. You can see everything looks nice. Favorite color yellow, so she has a lot of yellow. She as the owner of the cat. Everything looks very nice. A rich person, you can see very nice things. So it looks consistent. The cat looks pretty nice. Yeah, so I would say that it looks there. It has a good look and feel. Immersive environments, good lighting, sound, models, animation, good QA. The environment should not display immersion in the game. Yep. Once again, it's kind of the same thing, I guess. Everything looks good. And everything looks like how it should in this case for what we need to do. I'll kind of give away some clues, but that's fine. This is not the trailer, it's the devlog. So there's that. Does the game match the chosen theme? The theme I got from Game Jam theme generator is escape. This matches that whole thing. You're trying to escape from this place, and it's basically why you have a bunch of clues, which you can see if I show you in the HUD. And it's part of the story as well, that you're basically a cat who wants to escape from the vet, so that it is there. You can see more of that in the trailer if you look at that. And you see, here's the clues, and you're trying to basically escape this whole place as a timer, because she gave you sleep medicine. You have 7 minutes until it hits effect. You have 5 minutes. So you have 5 minutes to escape, so you can have at least 2 minutes to be able to run far enough away so they can't find you. So yes, it follows the theme. 5 why, such as win or lose conditions, enemies pick up HUD status. Yes, so who, you're a cat. What, basically, what's the objective I'm imagining. Who, you're a cat. What is it? It's a game basically about escaping. When, I guess technically it's during when you're trying to go to the vet. Where, in the kitchen, because you got locked into the kitchen because you tried to escape once and they don't want you to escape. And why, you want to go to the vet and you want to leave. So basically you're escaping from here, and why you're doing certain things you're doing. Well, basically the whole goal is to escape, but the Lord locked you in, but the back door is open. So if you can get out of the kitchen, you can run out the back door real quick. Well, why are we dropping things like the book and the notes and the plant? Because these are very important items to her, which we find out in the clues, where those clues basically thoughts in the cat's mind saying what's most important to her, what can I think of that would drop, and then he thinks of the clues and says, oh yeah, the book, and then drops the book, owner doesn't come out, drops the note, owner doesn't come out, drops the pot, very important to her, owner comes out angry, but you don't see that, and then you're basically able to run and escape. So that is the 5 whys. Thoughtful. Does the game make the player think, feel, question, become surprised during the game? Oh, no doubt. This game is basically a puzzle game, an escape game. Now, the 3 major clues are actually quite easy in my opinion. The hard part are the subclues, and the subclues, it's shown in the game that you have to click on things basically to see if the subclues are right. Some of them are easy, like what's the owner's favorite color? I mean, you see a bunch of yellow. Some of them are harder, such as the owner's favorite number is number 7, and the owner's weird and it puts a bunch of number 7. So how do you find the 7s? Oh, look, here's 1 7, but you see they blend in. The hardest one, and spoiler alert, the hardest one in my opinion is this one. You can barely even see it, but there's a 7 right here. If you go into a good angle for the 7, look at that. And you have hit these 7s and do it. So yes, it does make the game player think really well. Feel question becomes surprising in the game. You question a lot, like why is the cat even jumping, or go to the vet, and feel surprised. I would say pretty surprised mostly just seeing things like this. It's one of those thinking things. Is the game replayable? Yes, it is. That's part of the reason why I have subclues, because the you have 5 minutes, and honestly, 5 minutes is not a good amount of time to be able to get the subclues, unless you know where they're at. So it kind of forces you to keep playing the game and figuring out these subclues as you go, and keep replaying the game to do this. And if you know where everything's at pretty well, then you should do it easily in 5 minutes. If you don't, then you have to go find these subclues and go do it. So that's part of the actual thing. And actually, the subclues actually help as well, because like I said, the subclues are basically helping you find it. Like I showed you before, one of them says Shido's favorite color, yellow. Or even this golf is a favorite sport, 4. Basically, you have to get this, and you see it's a 4th spot right here, and you actually see it's actually going to be 4 golf balls you have to find and point out basically in the game. So yes, it's very replayable from that perspective due to the subclues, the timer. The more subclues you get, the more points you get. So if you get all the clues, you get 2,000 points, but that goes up depending on how many clues you actually get from there, so you can get more points and keep playing until you get 2,000 points, and then you have to find the subclues, and you can't really do that in 5 minutes. So you technically can, but you have to know very well, be able to solve pretty quickly these clues in itself. So yes, replayability is there. I definitely thought about it with the subclues, the clues, the timer, the points system, things such as that. A recommendation: would the player run a reference to a friend out of the frish or want to find out more based on playing it, looking at a screenshot of the video? I would hope so. I mean, I planned a lot of time in this game. Good 3 weeks in this game. I think it looks very nice, very nice looking game. I think it's thoughtful. I have clues. It's kind of harder. The major clues are not that bad, but the other sub clues are very bad. Not bad, sorry, hard. It makes it replayable, and I think it looks good. So I would say I personally recommend this to a friend if I played this, because I think it's a good indie game. Not the best indie game ever, but I think it's a really good indie game. It's obviously has thought into it, and I think it's pretty fun. And it would be a good hour or two, maybe I would say hour max if you'd spend on this game playing it. But I would definitely recommend it to a friend, in my opinion. So yeah, that is my devlog. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, please comment at itch.io in my game and let me know what questions you might have about my game. Talk to you guys later. Hope you enjoy.